Hi everyone, this is Jamie. Um, basically, I've been thinking a lot because I've been kind of hard on myself and I've been really kind of not very comfortable with the trans community these days. And it's been messing with my head a lot. And I do check everyone's comments. I'm a very insecure person, so I don't really reply very often. But regardless, um, so the comment I received was about me not being proud as trans and how everyone's kind of not being proud as trans, and it's like um, there's literally like God knows how many subreddits dedicated to different views of trans issues. I mean, there's meme pages, there's everything, there's like even egg, IRL, whatever. And I've been really kind of thinking this over and I've been really kind of trying to explain it to myself in a way that I'm doing fine. And this comment's kind of just made me feel more confident in my view, really. And I think that's the point. You should always be comfortable and make sure you're not hurting others, of course. But that's the thing. Like, people right now are saying, like, this is my way and you should all be like that. And I will state that um, despite me having a video in June saying that I don't want to talk more about trans issues, I want to talk about gay issues, obviously, the situation changed. Uh, I am very preoccupied with what's happening in the UK. Um, I have been talking to people about the situation, and in general, I kind of started analyzing a lot of things, like where the gender boxes come from, how it's viewed in different areas of the world, and I have a bunch of videos on that, like literally. After I said that I wouldn't be doing trans videos, I fucking did probably every week besides maybe two. So I'm not saying that I'll stop it because I understand that a bunch of issues have to be addressed. Again, the UK issue is really, really bothersome. And in general, we need to acknowledge that in this day and age, during COVID, surgeries are getting delayed, treatments is getting delayed, um, a lot of things are happening. Our life is not the same. So, and I feel bad, like, I rewatched my video and I was like, shit, I wasn't kind to myself. And that is something I don't often say. I'm always like telling myself I need to do A, B, C, D. And if something is not working, then it's my fault. So I'm really trying to find a place where I'm comfortable. So the other day, I had to go to the grocery store, and also I like my gym closed, so I can't do the exercise to keep my body fit. So I needed to go for an extra long walk. Um, but yeah, don't get me wrong. I wore a mask. I use gel, and I make sure to go where it's not crowded. And please do that as well, since that is apparently a controversial issue, and people say that You know, they're doing all the measures and then they don't. So yeah, like we need to give ourselves credit for staying home is the biggest act of charity you can do right now. Obviously, if you can help people and you have some medical experience or any way you can donate to COVID's in your country, um, like we had a bunch of stores doing here in Portugal, different donation causes, and you could like buy food for hospitals, orphanages, and stuff. So that was really cool. Um, yeah, and I even was thinking if because I actually always wanted to know like some basics about nursing because I always thought that I don't know, I feel like I should do it because I guess because I don't even know. Um, like sometimes I feel like I'm not doing enough. Like I wish I could help people more. And when I do these videos, um, I really try to think like without holding back. I tell whatever I'm thinking and whatever I want to address the issue. And people still come for me. People come for everyone, really. Um, but yeah, so during this, like, I'll just finish the volunteering bit. Like, if I could just choose something, I would honestly love to, like, have the personality to literally dedicate my entire life to charity. But I understand that because of my abuse, um, and seeing people too close near their death state for years and years and years and then having them pass away, it's not something I'll be able to handle. And I had a very long sort of stigma about to myself that I felt like I could never help people with loss because I had an abusive partner and they kind of said that I do not help. And that really stuck with me for a very long while. And to be honest, to this day, sometimes I feel like, am I doing it right? But then I realize that in your head, you're always competing with yourself. You always feel like you need to grow. So, with the fact that I stopped talking to the biggest abusers of my life, um, I really realized that I really sell myself short. And it feels really weird because sometimes, like, you can, like, I can literally sit down, retell all the history of abuse, and they'll be like, yeah, well, I don't care. Your opinion is still invalid, or like, you should be more sensitive about this. And, or like, you should care about American problem XYZ. And I'm like, well, I never really understood many things until like I started studying in the UK, for instance. Like, it still, for instance, goes beyond my mind that in Latin America, abortion is such a big issue, and US has a big issue, and even literally people who weren't cis men mostly couldn't have a lot of access to work and people love to paint the USSR as bad, and I even have a whole video about it. So it's like, it's really beyond me. And that's the thing with everyone, but you gotta learn that you need to learn about other countries. And this was like when I was much younger. But that's the thing, like, people don't want to listen to an opinion which is so vastly different from theirs. Like, I remember, what was it, maybe a week or so ago, um, I've been kind of catching myself that I really enjoy discussing communism theory and whatever. I hope this doesn't get me banned on YouTube, but whatever. And I was like talking about mistakes that Stalin had actually done. And I think the person was Brazilian because they were quoting a guy who was very kind of popular in Brazil with his theory of interpreting communist texts. So I guess because they even told me to read him and and analyze everything that I said and critique it with his theory in mind. And I was like, what? And I was like, you do realize that like my grandparents were very, very um, you know, communistic, and they were Stalinists fuck until they fucking died, you know? And I always had an interest in World War II history. So it's like I am critiquing things which even any fucking average Stalinist from USSR knows. Uh, yeah. Like, just because, and that's the thing in politics, like, if you look around the world today, people don't feel like they need to say that the politician is bad due to previous actions. Yet it's like when someone wants to cancel someone, they'll like pull receipts. I don't know, from like probably a MySpace comment at this point. So yeah, and they don't accept like other academia and shit like that. And if they interpret academia this way, it has to be this way. So that kind of fucks me up. So yeah, that comments really fueled me, and I do want to say like what I think, what I feel. I feel bad for past me for a lot of things, and I feel like I judge myself too harsh. So yeah, I went on this full-on rant about how I'm tired to be kind of carrying the trans flag around and everything, and I guess because obviously after that I got into the whole situation with my family where kind of nearly everyone disowned me. I am very thankful for the family that I have now, and it literally gets me very emotional. Just that obviously I don't want to cry here. So. Um. So yeah, that really got me thinking because people really say gender is uh, is this concept done by society, but let's talk about being trans, right? I mean, we get our passports changed, right? That's like a really simple thing, right? I'm talking about binary people, please. So why do I have to say that I transitioned like from a gender I never identified with. I always fought against, even when I was so young that I can't even remember, to male, which was literally everything I thought I was for a very long while, and I still identify. And even when I didn't know that trans people existed, I was like, I want to be a guy. And sure, um, some can argue that I actually have no fucking idea. Like, if you think you had a female experience, uh, okay. I don't know, give yourself a pat on the back for the cookie points, you know? But when you go to a doctor, sure, you can say that, um, I'm trans. I accept it as a medical term. But why do we have to be proud to be literally to have to be born with a different genitalia and another disbalance of hormones or hormones which are predominantly uh, not aligned with the society expectation to be under cis. And in general, like I was also, oh yeah, I'm gonna thrash this completely. Um, so every once in a while, I randomly remember that there's a um, how are they called? So the people who do EZP uh are doing like this bionic dick, and oh my god, it's such a mess. Like every few months I remember that they exist. I go there and I'm like, holy crap. So we have, and they're like, my favorite part was like 2% of the cis male population only have dicks bigger than 7 inches. And I'm like, uh, okay, if it's 2%, right? Let's be objective. I've lost my body count, for the record. Um, I don't know, maybe there's a lot of hung tops on Grinder, and maybe that's what I shouldn't look at, but sweet. And they even got pointed out, um, that like for instance, I'm African American, I I would have like at least a 7 inch, right? And like they were fighting them. He was fighting them, and I was like, holy crap. And then the whole idea that trans guys are superior to cis guys. And I was like, what the fuck is this shit? And like how to woo woman. Uh, so yeah, I was like, what the hell even is this? And the whole idea that Fallow is bad. To be honest, I really want to know that how much is that guy spending on the Bionic, and how much is he just like pocketing? Like for real, like no shade. That is a great scam. Downside, it's a scam. So yeah. Uh, I mean, if you want to feel special just for having a different set of genitalia, how does that make you different from homophobes? Also in the gay community or cis people? Like, just the mere fact that we think we're different from other genitalia holders is fucked up because, sure, if you look even in history, a lot of people couldn't identify uh, as what they could. And if you look at more recent history, there's a lot of people who did not, uh, well, talk about their what genitalia they had, because obviously back then some could get testosterone, some couldn't. Well, obviously, the older we go, the less likely it was for them to get T. But it's like they live their entire lives as men, and then it's like, oh, it's such a beautiful lesbian. I'm like, excuse me. So a person who says they're a guy and said not, I don't know, have surgery due to historical reasons and the availability of it and information, etc. But lived as a man, was accepted as a man. If they, show their junk or not, is a woman. It's like, what twisted shit is this? So yeah, like I understand that people are going ape shit about lesbians not existing or like butches not existing, some sort of shit. And I don't know, like the butch lesbian subreddit which talks about transition like is really fucking me up and cracking me up as well. Like I think we're even more obsessed with genitalia than ever. Like it's like feminism symbol, there's a fucking uterus or whatever, and it's like, oh, you're trans friendly to trans women because like I know they are. Like there's this peculiar turf place next to me, and it's like, ah, yeah, ah, the uterus, so beautiful. I only think of turfs when I see a uterus, to be honest. Um, yeah. Or I remember I went once to a party thing, and they had like trans men with like "I love my vulva," and I was like, "All right, what the fuck is this?" So yeah, um, and I don't think like I mean, sure, flaunt your genitalia, I guess, but it's not a reason to give you superpowers. I'm sorry, my dog is like under the computer and the the covers and everything, so that's why I'm moving it. Uh, I mean, the fact that you flaunt your vagina, uterus, whatever, uh, I don't know. It's like the obsession that hung dicks, I guess. Or like sometimes I get messages from tops who I have to say this is a thing that don't suck dick. Like this kills me. Okay, they're like, I don't do oral, I can rim you, and I'm like, holy shit. So yeah, it's too bottom to suck a dick. I don't know. That really fucks me up. And so there's this call out. There's a top who lives in my street, and every once in a while he like looks at my profile and he keeps creating new ones, or maybe I don't know, maybe he unblocks me. I have no idea. And I don't know. We kind of piss each other off. Well, he pissed me off, and then I started like uh, noticing him obviously whenever he shows up on my profile. But I didn't like harass him or throw a brick at his window. I don't even know which house it is. And he was like, "Nah, I am not going to sleep with a trans guy." And I'm like, "Well, okay, transphobe." And then it's like, "You're a top. You don't suck dick. How? Okay, okay. Let's say I'm gonna agree to it." What is about my butts that is different? Anyway, that should just. Oh my fucking god, it's awful. Um, so yeah, like this whole genitalia obsessed thing is really annoying. Um, like, why do I like, no one's talking about the fact that everyone's just blaming everyone for not having follow uh, or years ago, and now it's like follow is bad except your whatever the spin wheel turf word of the day when it comes to um, genitalia is, you know. So yeah, if you're watching this far and you haven't noticed by now, I literally want to say that the fact that I always kind of talk myself as a trans guy when I come on here, when I come on Reddit, and then I have people fighting me like, "Oh my god, you wear so much makeup," or like, "You're not valid because A, B, C, D." I'm not wearing makeup today, for the record, because I really wanted to get my points across to the point that I'm even doing this from the couch. So, regardless, uh, if you feel in a similar situation like I do, uh, I don't want to identify as a trans guy. I am a guy, period. Um, why? Just because I didn't fall like why? Because I did not have a certain pattern of hormones. I'm still gonna get my chromosome checked, by the way. So I don't know. Maybe there's something there, but even then, chromosomes, um, hormones, and shit like that. It's like, why do I have to call myself trans? I'm not go like on a social level. I mean, if I always identified as a guy and I kept identifying as a guy. Well, I had a few murky teenage years where abuse was getting to me, but regardless, I never transitioned from one thing to another. Like the only thing I can like literally pick on is the fact, okay, I stopped wearing heels. But I did if I fucking slide on platforms, and then I realized that I cannot walk in like Portugal in these because I literally trip and fall. But I wear a platform boots just fine. So yeah. So I wish I could give Past Me a hug and say I'm sorry that we're talking so much about trans issues, but we kind of need to because the UK is really fucked up. You have a lot of friends there, and we need to raise awareness about actual problems. Yay! And also, I was talking to this guy, and he was saying like we're better because we're trans guys, and the whole T for T is just killing me, to be honest. So yeah. So yeah, I'm kind of put in this weird situation where I do understand that I am one of the many voices for trans people, um, or for whoever likes my stuff. Shout out to you guys because you're amazing, or who wants to listen to different opinion. But I am a guy. I never transitioned. Sure, you can say medically because that's the term. Okay, sure. But who needs to know besides your doctor and like besides the person you're gonna fuck? Like it's the same thing. Like you're gonna send a dick pic, right? Um, okay, person has a micro penis, person has a big penis, person has a normal penis, small, I don't know, crooked, backwards, diagonal, inverted, I don't care. You still just show your junk. So yeah. I mean, I get more shit, not for being trans, but like, uh, I remember I was picking up with this guy, and he was like, "Please put on your sunglasses. Like, people won't get your makeup." I was like, "Oh, okay, sure." Um, but yeah. And in general, I've been noticing a lot of like gay guys have a very kind of hard struggle here in Portugal to come out, and it's been getting much worse from what I see, specifically like older generations, and not even all old, but it's like something happens, and everyone's like, "Yeah, it was really hard to come out," and I'm like, "Well, what happens?" And then like I can see like I'm just trying to make this. I'm not making a joke out of this because obviously I'm talking about it and I see it as an issue, but it's like, so what happened? They're like, well, and it's like, can someone please tell me what the fuck is happening? What happened, rather? But yeah, like I'm guessing, um, Portuguese politics from what I can see and guess, but it's like seriously, uh, can we help out the people who need it and not like draw a giant uterus? To solve world hunger or whatever. Um, so yeah. So I will be talking about transitions. Don't worry, guys. I'll be talking about transitions. But in regards to myself, I mean, I even go on Reddit and I'm like, okay, what's happening now? What's the trend of the day? Oh, like follows but okay, we're back to this. Or like men can't wear makeup. Or like I'm too macho and people call me toxic. Or like I'm wearing makeup and people call me feminine or whatever. I don't care at this for real. Like all I want to do is like get my surgeries and forget about my body as if it was, well, the body was unfortunately given with like a bad fever dream, you know. And yeah, I mean, you want to identify as trans, sure. You want to be active about it, you want to raise awareness by saying trans is great, sure. But just because I don't like screaming from the rooftops that being trans is awesome, I love my dysphoria. And it's like, it ain't like that, bro. It ain't like that. So yeah, I want to say, hi, I'm Jamie. I am very gay, and I will flaunt it. If you are interested in me, I can show pictures. And if I'm interested in you, I will show pictures, but um I'm a guy. I am Jamie. I'm a gay guy. I'm from Eastern Europe. I have always been abused and neglected. So that kept me from openly saying I am a guy. And then the trans community pretty much said we all have to come out and be trans. Sure, I vibed with that for a bit. I don't anymore. I am just going to raise trans awareness on this channel because we still have issues, which are, well, transphobia is real, Jesus Christ. But I hate this whole idea that I've transitioned from something I never was. If you feel that that's your story, um, sure. I mean, who am I to tell you wrong? If you feel like you have extra cookie points for that, okay. I guess I can get cookie points for uh I don't know like cookie points. Okay, let's be real. The last thing I did, which was I was proud of. I was proud that I found out that I'm going bald. For real, I went to the doctor and she was like, "Yep, male pattern baldness, but don't worry, baldness is okay." And I was like, "Male pattern baldness, I'm there, guys. I'm going bald." So yeah, that was a funny kind of day for me, and I was very happy. Yeah, I wasn't as happy when I got the bill for minoxidil, but I was happy. So yeah, I am Jamie. I am a guy. I'm gay. Yeah, I say gay. Gay. If you wanna like put a label on me, just put gay. Seriously, I will talk about it. I will flaunt it. I do flaunt it because I am tired of homophobia. So sure, I'm gay. There. That's all we can discuss about me. Um, I'm going bold. Well, I don't know. Maybe minoxidil's gonna help, but whatever. Uh, I am a guy, and there's nothing wrong with not identifying as trans. That's it. Because I realized that all this trans recent ideology, like where you have to be like femme or masc, and I'm like, if I was born into the body that I want to achieve, I would have never questioned it. I would just be like, fuck it, whatever, I'm wearing a dress, whatever. Or like when I do this, I thought I was gonna wear a dress, whatever. So I still do that now. Sorry, my dog is attacking. Okay, I should probably finish off. Um, I'm Jamie. I'm a guy. Do you hate the game, man? Hate me too.